Back when I first started cleaning trash every day, I used to go to a place called Orchard Beach, which is in Pelham Bay Park in New York City. And it's really the kind of place where if someone just airdropped you there and didn't tell you where you were, you would never guess that you're in one of the biggest cities in America. There's really a lot of plants around the place, trees. You can't really see civilization per se unless you're on the coast. There's a lot of deer in the area, but there are populated walking trails. You are, at the end of the day, in New York City. So this place right on Long Island Sound, kind of in the elbow, if you've seen a map, it's kind of in the elbow right there of the sound, is a place where a lot of litter washes up, and there's a lot of fishermen who kind of hang out in the area as well. And they fish, but they also bring a bunch of booze, and they bring a bunch of like snacks and whatever, and they unfortunately usually leave it right on the shoreline. Not all of them, but many of them. But at this place, I used to go there with friends or by myself, and I'd bring one of those big contractor bags that you see, like usually full of leaves, and I would clean up just whatever garbage I would find along the coastline, of which there was lots. So there's plastics, beer cans, styrofoam from those docks, like the floating docks. Those would wash up in big old chunks, and it would really collect along the shoreline because the park workers, they empty the trash cans, but they don't actually like go along the coastline and clean up, right? So there was a lot of work to be done there. But point is, I'd get out there every single day, and there's this one dude who saw me out there a couple times. He would be usually walking with his buddy, and he had like a walking stick, and I talked with him a little bit. He was rehabbing his hip after some hip surgery. A guy was probably about 60, so I guess it's about the age where those things become a little bit more pressing concerns, let's say. And he asked me like what I was doing. I mean, this was really not during, but like a little bit after the pandemic, and I'd been cleaning trash every day for like 8 or 9 months at that point. And it's a fair question. What the hell is this kid doing out here just cleaning up litter? Is he homeless? Like, does he have a job? Like, what's good with him? And I told him that I was trying to grow this Instagram page, which is at TheRegrowthProject on Instagram if you are curious. But I told him I was trying to kind of basically spread the word about how important it is to go make a positive, impact in the world around you. And this guy loved the mission. This guy would whip out his wallet and just pay me $40 and be like, go buy more bags. Keep in mind that at that time, a contractor, like a bag of like 100 contractor bags or a box of them at Home Depot, it was like $15. And I kind of told him like, hey man, thank you, but it's really all right. But this guy, he would not let me out of his sight until he'd paid me money. So for that, I'm very grateful. But this guy, I saw him out multiple times. I saw him, when I was with a friend. He would always, if he had cash on him, he'd always just give it to me. I learned to stop fighting back on him. And finally, I ended up getting a job, which was my first one out of college, down in Baltimore. So, 3 or 4 hours away. And I told him, hey, I'm not done cleaning up trash, but I am done cleaning up trash here regularly because it's just not going to make any sense anymore. But what he said, I don't know if it changed my life because I might have done it anyway, but what he said, which I've always taken to be good advice, is if there's something you love doing, just keep doing it. Like if there's something that gets you going, if there's a mission that you have in this world, you have to pursue it no matter what, because life is too short to be following the goals of other people. And I kept that in mind. When I got to that job, I was working at least like 60 hours a week. It would have been very easy to say, all right, I have like a tiny Instagram page that makes me $0.00. Maybe this whole cleaning up litter thing isn't worth it and I should just focus on my job. That'd be totally fair, and that would probably be the advice that you get from like 11 out of 10 people nowadays. But luckily this guy, I guess, was number 12 out of 10, and I kept cleaning up litter every day. And at the office down there, I kind of became like famous for it in a good way. People would be like, oh, like you going out to clean a bag of trash? I went to clean up with my boss a couple times. It became a very positive thing at work and in my life, and the page grew slowly, but I ended up getting like interviewed by a local news outlet, and a lot of people came into the door, and I started a little subscriber program where people who appreciate the mission could just, toss me $5 a day. And I would literally just take a grocery bag and clean up litter on the streets of Baltimore, which is not that hard, on the walk from my apartment to my car every morning. Or I would just go in the little area around the office. I would step out for, a quick couple and a half seconds at lunch, and I would go clean a bag of trash. And I've kept doing it and kept doing it, and we're at the point where I get to make these videos. I have more than 100,000 followers on Instagram, and it's really all downstream of this guy being like, hey man, if there's something you love doing, don't like care what people think, just go do it. We're far from where we want to be. My end goal with the Regrowth Project is to, create an earth that is more green and beautiful, such as this wonderful park behind me. And there's a long way to go to get there. Obviously, you can step outside and you can see plastic on the ground no matter where you go. But ultimately, it's not a one-man job. So the most direct way to accomplish this is probably by telling people about the mission and telling people what they can do to help out. So I encourage you all, if you're watching this, go out, plant a little home garden, go clean up some trash, go do what you can, buy like a reusable like tote bag or whatever for the grocery store. There's a billion ways you can make a positive impact, but the number one thing, whether what you care about is drilling oil or what, just go do what you're meant to do. You can't really focus on the goals of others. You are here for one lifetime and one lifetime only. So there's no reason why you should be spending your time doing anything else. Obviously work a job and pay your bills if you have to, but there's zero reason whatsoever why you can't do the thing that you want to do. All you have to do is start. Most of the time there is absolutely zero risk. Kind of what I figured with the Instagram page. If no one watches me do it, then whatever, I'm just cleaning a bag of trash every day anyway. I'll at least say what's up to someone on the street. But just by following that, I've made so many friends. I've been able to spread a good message, and I've been absolutely blessed just through not giving up. So whatever your thing is, just go do it, baby. You never know where it'll lead you, but you got to walk down the hallway and you'll pass open doors. That's all it's about. If you are interested in our mission, or if you've enjoyed this video, or if you enjoyed the background scenery and you had to mute the video because of this yapping dude right here, hit subscribe. I'm gonna make more of these. I'm gonna maybe take you guys around some local parks or share other funny stories, of which there are many from my time in the field cleaning up trash. But for now, this place is pretty clean, so I got to go find some plastics and really make it happen. That's RGP.